idea that we got from process mining, we have to prioritize this, then task mining idea, then again communication mining idea. So it's the centralized like automation, centralized idea capture management tool that UiPath offers. Okay, and today's goal that we are going to discuss is mainly about the process mining and how process mining works and all the other related things for the process mining. So if you can see, process mining uses a transactional data in system and applications to reveal the true processes. So giving organization the ability to identify automation and improvement potential in end-to-end business processes. So what exactly process mining does is it will get all the historical and the transactional data and from the system, and this data should be in specific format. It's not like you are getting something and directly loading into process mining application. It won't work that way. So process mining uses a transactional data and the historical data with the logs, and it will give you like a end-to-end like clear picture of your idea. It will give you the true reveal process of your like entire process, and from that true process you can see that where your process is going wrong, where your people are spending most of the time, where the approvals are taking, why the approvals are taking more than like 50 days, 20 days. So all these different kind of things you can easily do it with the process mining tool, and we can definitely see it in the demo while we are once we like reach to the demo part. So the key benefits, if you can see, you're gonna gain complete transparency into critical business processes using existing system data. So so you will get a complete transparency. Second thing is you are going to transform your process with the automation and improvement that will delight customers. So you are going to transform your process into automations and all that. Then you are going to activate your people, robots, and system to work cohesively. It will boost success rate of automation and the transformation. So with the process mining, first thing what you are doing is you are getting an understanding about like your process, like a true understanding about your process, because just by seeing at the process you will not get the clear picture about the process. So process mining will give you the entire picture about it, like a true reveal process. And after that you can check those things, you can understand those things, you can then based on that you're gonna work on it, and you're gonna like take an actions according to that, and you're gonna like improve those improve those uh, processes, and make sure to automate those at the end, and you can boost the success rate for your organization. So process mining works in that particular way. So why process mining? Why we have to use the process mining? So if I take an example, so this is very interesting example, I would say. So if you can see, this is a textbook process, and this is the invoice processing mechanism that as I just took an example. So if you can see the different process variants in which the most common process is visualized first, because when you check with your business about any particular process, right? They will tell you, okay, this is the process, this is the invoice process where we get the invoice. Once we receive the invoice, we process the invoice, then we final check of the invoice, then we approve that invoice and pay the invoice. So this is like a very generic process from the textbook. You're gonna understand it, but you don't know all the different variations. So when someone started working on it to understand it, so what people think, if you can see the second part, that this is just a 20% of your actual process when you discuss for the first time. When some person is actually working on it, they will see less common paths and activities ideally suited to detect the anomalies and the inefficient process variants. So if you can see, with this textbook process we have couple of other things like request data, check contract conditions, checked and approved. So all these different things are like hidden things, so which we were like not knowing it. Once someone is started working on it, they will find out all these different kind of ways that those are happening in the your process. But in reality it's not this particular case as well. In reality your particular process is going in thousands of different combination, because consider one of your invoice went to an approval. It was sitting there for like 20 days, then it came back, it went for another approval for some other person like or some manager. So each invoice has its own way of working. It will not even follow this particular part, it will follow something else because of many reasons. Your invoice was not clear, your invoice has some kind of a conflict in it, or your invoice should not be like generated like that way. So many different kind of permutation and combination might be there. So the reality of your process, you're gonna get it through the process mining with the logs. So once you consider last year you ran invoice processing, you should be having a logs for that. You are going to upload those logs into process mining, and you are going to get a clear reality of your process to understand unusual paths, outliers, and all the other different things of your process in detail. So this is the main reason we should be using the process mining, just for the reason that we need to get 100% data coverage to understand your process in detail. Okay, so before that, Devi, are there any question in chat box? Okay, perfect. Not a problem. So let me proceed with the next thing, which is data attributes required for the process mining. So these are the three different attributes which are like a pillar of the process mining, and without this we can't even perform the process mining. So when we first start with the process mining tool, right, you got to know like what exactly process mining is, when exactly we like, why exactly we should be using the process mining, but how to start with the process mining, or what is exactly needed in that particular data for the process mining, right? So these are really important factors, I would say, for the process mining, because if you can see it here, event is the first thing which is important in process mining. Next is timestamp, and another one is case ID. So if I take an example over here of the again similar to like a normal use case, if you can see 100345, this is the case ID. This is nothing but a unique ID of your particular invoice. So this, consider this as an invoice number or anything. So you should be having one unique ID in your logs, that is case ID. Then this particular invoice processed through multiple different events. First, you in the invoice, if I go back to this one, you received the invoice, then you process the invoice, then you requested the data, then you like final check the data, then it went for the approval, then you paid the invoice. So all these are nothing but we call it as a events, and all these events are not going to happen at the same time, right? So first day you are going to create the invoice, it will go for some approval. After 10 days, some it will come up from the approval stage, then it will go for the paying invoice. So all these different timestamp are really important for those events. But for all those events and timestamp, your case ID will be the same, right? So for one case ID or for one unique ID, you have multiple events happened at the different timestamp. So that is the main thing which we are going to use for the process mining. So you should be having case ID, you should be having event, and you should be having timestamp for different kind of a business processes where you want to perform the process mining. So data attributes, these three things are really important, and without this, without even a single thing, consider you don't have a timestamp, you cannot perform the process mining. So this is really important, and we call it as a three different pillars of the process mining tool. Okay, so next thing is, where is process mining used? So if you can see all of examples I mentioned here, first is finance, like where consider that your company's goal is to improve the company cash flow. They don't know how to do it, or they like, because business completely, they will say that I want to improve the company's cash flow, that is their goal. What would be the KPI? The KPI would be like days sales outstanding, and the this will be our KPI. KPI is nothing but you need to understand, you need to understand what is going wrong and how to increase the improves the company cash flow. So what you are going to do is you are going to discover the root cause of the customer late payment, deploy the robot to generate and send invoices. So this is just like three things: goal, what exactly your company is looking for; second thing, what would be the KPI that you gonna like use it towards that goal; and third, this how you are going to get that particular KPI to like achieve your goal. So second thing is one of the like interesting thing, I saw it for many clients. I work with different people, so they always use this reduce maverick buying. So for any company, they don't want to spend a lot on different kind of a things, or they don't want to spend on like things which are like not required and non-compliant kind of a things, right? So the goal is to reduce the maverick buying, and the KPI is what is the current maverick buying percentage. So how we are going to do it: discover the requisition who are non-compliant with the procedure, send non-compliance alert to purchasing manager. So consider that even without creating a purchase order, your invoices are getting approved. It's not possible, right? Your invoices should have a requisition first, then you should be approving that invoice, right? Without purchase requisition, you cannot go for the invoice approval. So, and you will get that entire picture from your logs if you don't have a purchase requisition for that. So those logs, once we add it into process mining, you can see all these not compliant activities are happening in your process, and you will understand that out of like 10,000 cases, 1,000 cases are having this maverick buying happening in those. So 10% of those different cases are having this kind of a thing. That means it's really concerning thing for the company. So what we are going to do is we are going to reduce the maverick buying by sending the non-compliant alerts to the purchasing manager who are approving these kind of invoices without creating a purchase requisition. So this is how we are going to use process mining in different domains. So sales has like improve the customer satisfaction goal, manufacturing team like domain has improve production productivity like picking rate, and on like how we are going to resolve it. So a couple of other example: IT service management, after sales, then and after sale improve compliance is their goal, where you are going to see what is the current SLA violation. So automatically detect when SLA have been violated and create the alerts for their escalation and send an email and all those other things to get that improved compliance part for the like sales domain. Then master data management and HR, where if you can see again HR part, like retain the employees is their goal. KPIs employee turnover, and like if you can see how when we are going to discover the root cause of high number of new hires leaving during probationary period. So why it is happening, how we are going to do that. So employee turnover will be our KPI, and we are going to use like with that the KPI we can achieve the goal of retaining the employee. So these are different domain where we can use process mining. It's definitely more than this as well, because I other than this saw the use of process mining in healthcare department and all the different kind of domains where you can do use the process mining. So this is like a very generic thing till now that we like discussed about the process mining. So the next couple of things which will come into the picture, it's what is connectors. Process mining, we have connectors which were required for the data transformation step in process mining, where UiPath has pre-built several processes and system specific connectors for loading, cleaning, and transforming the data for the ingestion into UiPath process mining. So as I told you in initial part, like where we are going to get the data and we are going to load it into the process mining. So it won't be going like that way. Why we because sometime your data might be having different time zone. Sometime your data having like European time zone, and you are performing the process mining over here, and your data is not correct in the correct format how process mining needed, because process mining tool of the UiPath, it needs the date format in the specific way, and the data that you have that you got it for that particular process, if it is not in that particular format, then process mining will not work with that particular data. So to convert all those things, so consider that DDMMYYYY is the data, is the format of your data that you have, but UiPath process mining only accept YYYYMMDD. Then you need to first convert that, you need to check that your data, you need to clean your data, and then you need to transform the data and you need to load that data. So all these different kind of things, UiPath process mining connectors will help you to do this directly for you. So we're gonna see those connectors and everything while we are discussing in our demo part. So benefits of the connectors is like a fast and secure extraction, where you are going to reduce the ingestion time, errors, and the manual interventions with the incremental load functionalities. Then you can see rapid implementation, where minimize the time spent configuring the data with the pre-built connectors for the common system and the processes. near real-time integration, where enable the automated, reliable, and near real-time integration between IT system and the UiPath process mining. So it will be like near real-time integration kind of a thing. And flexible, why it is flexible? It because we can work with you to develop connectors based on the home ground or the custom system. It's not just with the specific connectors. It is flexible, and you can work with any kind of a your homegrown and or the custom system connectors to create for any particular domain. So these connectors, how it works and how we can gonna use it for mainly for loading, cleaning, and transforming the data, that we are going to see it in detail when we are going to ingest one of our data part, and we're gonna see that. Second thing is, what are the app templates? So remember this, connectors and the app templates, these are like two important things which plays really like a good amount of role in the process mining tool, because connectors will help you to like load and all those different things, and app templates will come up with like predefined dashboard and the KPIs for any kind of a process analysis. So if you can see this, like there are some kind of app templates that UiPath has already created or rebuilt for like pre-built for a couple of processes. So if you can see purchase to pay process, if you can like uh, see order to cash, so there are a couple of different kind of common processes which happens in any business, right? So for all those businesses, UiPath upfront created the app templates, so you don't even have to look for the KPI. So consider like Maverick buying is one of the important KPI in your invoice processing, purchase to pay. Invoice processing is nothing but the purchase to pay process, right? And in any purchase to pay process, every business person is looking for the KPI of the Maverick buying. Okay, so this Maverick buying KPI, UiPath created an AMP template upfront for you. You don't have to design like from the custom, like a custom base app template or anything like that. You just have to use these app templates, load the data, it will convert your data and create all these KPIs. It will create your dashboard. It will create everything for you upfront, and it will directly give you the final dashboard to you. If consider that healthcare domain, so currently I'm giving you one example of the healthcare domain, we don't have any app templates for that. So consider you have a data related to claims or anything like that, we don't have a like ready-made app templates like created for the healthcare domain. So we can't use those like these app templates for that purpose. So we need to use the custom app like custom connectors and the custom app templates to use from the base. And you need to design your own KPIs, you need to code your like own KPIs, and you need to work on those KPIs separately. But app templates for a couple of processes like purchase to pay, and we have a list of different kind of processes that UiPath support. We have that list, so it's for those one you can use the app templates. How it will benefit, it is a time to value, so you don't have to spend a lot of time. It will create a predefined dashboard and the KPIs to quickly get started with your process mining app. It is customizable, you can anyways change in between you. It is flexible, you can reconfigure your KPIs. Consider some of your KPIs are not correct the way you wanted it, you can always customize it with the code. If we have an inline editor for that to code it, then you can reuse this dashboard across different processes to scale your process improvements effort. So all these different kind of things you can do with the process mining app templates. So if you can see, these are the some of the out of the box app templates and connectors. So this SAP, Oracle Fusion Cloud, Oracle NetSuite, Salesforce, Service, Atlassian, Jira, all these different kind of things we call it as connectors. So UiPath directly support these connectors, and we have these app templates created for this particular thing. So SAP is your connector, and the app template that UiPath offers for SAP data is purchase to pay, account payable, SAP Ariba, and all these different things. And we have a complete list in detail on this link. So I'll send you this PPT after the session, so you can go and always check what are the different supportive things for the UI that UiPath offers for the out of the box app templates and the connectors. So consider you have a data directly into your SAP system, and you want to connect that data with the process mining tool. So you can use that SAP data with the SAP connector. Then you can load that SAP connector data into, like if you have a purchase to pay process, you can use this app template directly, and you can continue, you can load the data, and you can create your process mining application with that. So these are all different kind of things that UiPath offers in today's world.
Can we have a
Okay.
thought here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a question. How process mining can be used in HR to see reasons for employee turnover? So, what will be the event case ID and timestamp in that scenario?
So I would, so how it will work is, like, first of all, we are going to get the historical data about all the different kind of all different employees, right? Who are leaving the company and during the probationary period. So we gonna get every employee will be the separate case ID, and we are going to understand the root cause of each number, like whatever the new hires that we have for the employee turnover. We are going to understand different events happened for those. So if it is similar kind of a so consider one of the example is, I would say, like while we are like it's similar one, there is only one single project within the company, and only the people who are on that particular project are continuously leaving the company within the probationary period. So you are going to understand that particular events which are happening for that particular employee. So your employee would be your separate, like a case ID per case ID for your data, and the events happening for that particular employees within that particular retaining part. Then you are going to analyze that, and you are going to like get retain employees as the goal for that. So you are going to do the KPI as an employee turnover for this.
Okay, so another question. Who are the main personas that will be working with process mining?
Okay, so that we gonna go next. Like we have a process mining project. So this is nothing but like who gonna work with the process mining, like who gonna work with the business people as a process mining expert, right? So ultimately, how it works. So in the process mining, we have two roles for with the project related two roles. One is process analyst, and another one is process mining developer. So process mining analyst is the one who is a non-technical end user person, uh, who is completely into the process mining app. He will understand it, he will discuss with the business, he will understand the pain points of the business, and based on that he will make sure that the dashboard is created. And process mining developer is the person who will build that dashboard from the code. So he will do that all coding. Consider you need a maverick buying as one of your KPI. How we are going to build it? First of all, process analyst has to discuss with business what is the expectation, what kind of KPIs they need it on the dashboard. Based on that, process analyst has to convey this whole thing to process mining developer, and process mining developer has to work on those KPIs what business is looking for, and deploy those into the process mining app. So it will be like business, process mining analyst, and the process mining developer. So these three different people involved in this particular process mining study. So process mining has two things. One is project level roles, and another one is application level roles. So if you can see, to grant access to the use, like there are business user, developer, and the administrator. So this is related to application related roles. When we create process mining application, we have three roles. One is business user role related to process mining analyst. Developer is process mining developer, and administrator is the one who can like do anything, like is generally like an administrator who can remove access. You can do anything with the distinct roles with for the UiPath process mining. So ultimately, these are the two roles which are involved in the process mining analyst and the developer. Any other question, Devi?
No, that's
Okay, perfect. So let me just go to the next one. So So when we are going to start with any creating a app from the app template, first you are going to choose a app template. So this app template is nothing but, which I told you, is either it could be your custom process, it could be something like a single process, it could be order to cash, purchase to pay, order. If that is in your list, choose it as a first step. Second thing, build and customize your process mining app, where we are going to do I'm going to do a demo, so you're going to see that. And third thing is you need to analyze it and continuously change it, continuously monitor it, improve it, and look for different process improvement opportunities and all different things for the process mining. Okay, let me show you directly to the process mining app. Uh, Devi, can you confirm you're seeing the process mining app?
Yes, I'm seeing the view.
Okay, perfect. So this is one of the examples which I have it on. So this is the one. So if you can see it, right, like how to access the process mining, right? First of all, your organization has to enable the process mining service for you. Once you can see the process mining comes over here, and you can open this particular service here. And after opening it, you will be seeing two different things. One is development, and another one is the process apps. So this is like published apps. I'm going to come to this particular one later. Another second one is the development. So whenever we are going to create any kind of a new process mining application, right, you are going to use this development tab. And if you can see, there are three different ways of, what I'm going to do. I'm going to create one single process mining application for you. To create a process mining app, you should be having a developer access to create an app. So if you can see, you can create a new app. And with after creating a new app, if you remember, there are three steps. First, you need to choose the app template. Okay, what we are going to see, like if you remember, this custom process is nothing but, what it means is you're like the data that you are like trying to analyze, right, or the data that you want dashboarding and all that, right? It's not listed anywhere here. You don't have a Oracle data, you don't have anything, you just have a CSV data file. You're not able to use any of these, right? And at that time, you are going to use custom process, where you're going to create your own process app to analyze the process. An event log is something where you are going to use a single event log to analyze any particular process. So when you have a single event log file, you are going to use this. When you have multiple files and it's not fitted towards any of the app templates, you are going to use the custom process. But if you have purchase to pay process, you know that I'm going to use purchase to pay process. Like, can you see there is no connector over here? So you are saying that you don't have any connector for that, but I have a process of purchase to pay which I can use it, because app templates offers upfront couple of things like KPIs and all these things, right? So what we are going to do for those this particular example purpose, I'm going to choose generic purchase to pay. If you can see, purchase to pay is the app template with different connectors: SAP Ariba, SAP Oracle, Oracle Fusion, and Coupa, and many different things. So right now we don't have anything. We are going to use the generic one. Similar to this, order to cash, incident management, account management, we have so many different things. Whatever we listed here, these are the current things that UiPath offers right now. Other than that, if you don't find anything, you can always go ahead and use the custom process for this. For now, I'm going to use purchase to pay as generic one, and I'm not selecting any connector for that. So I'm adding it, purchase to pay community session. And I'm going to click next. Okay, so can you see there are a couple of different data ingestion thing that we can see. And that was my next topic, data ingestion option. If you can see, one is a sample data, where what exactly we do, we created the app, we choose the app, then we choose the name. So these three steps we just did now. Fourth thing is use the sample data. Consider you don't have a sample data. So what UiPath Process Mining offers is we are going to provide the data from our side just as a sample. So you don't have to like go here and there and modify the data. It's not working and all that. You can always use the sample data that UiPath offers and play around with the process mining application as a new beginner, as a like a new person to the process mining. You can always go ahead and you can use that. So you can use this sample data and you can publish your application. So, and if you can see other different kind of data ingestion options is upload your data. First is sample data that UiPath provides from themselves. Upload data is the one where you are going to upload the data, like you have a CSV file, you have an Excel, like all different kind of files where you have case ID, timestamp, and your event. Your CSV should be having these different columns for sure in your data, otherwise it won't work. And what is the format, what are the different things needed for that? If you can see, use sample data. That means we are going to use UiPath provided sample data. Second thing is upload data. How your data should be. You are going to use this particular link to convert your data into that particular format, to convert that your data into this particular specific format, and you are going to upload that particular data to the process mining, and then you are going to use this as a data ingestion. So ultimately these are different kind of a data ingestion, kind of a data ingestion ways that you can feed your process mining application. Like next thing is upload data using extractor, upload data using C data extractor, upload use Theobald extractor. What all these things are? So Theobald extractor, it mainly work with the SAP source system. When you have a data in SAP source system, ECC, HANA, like you can directly use this as an extractor and you can connect with SAP and get your data into process mining application to play around with your data and create different kind of a dashboards and all the other things. For now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the sample data first, and I'm going to click next. And these are different kind of a process model that UiPath offers. So this first is, if you can see, directly follows, where display process as directly follows graph. See the natural sequence of your, what it means is it will show you the natural sequence of your task in action. The directly follows graph captures the real flow of your process, helping you understand and optimize its order effortlessly. Discover process model and improve BPMN model. We are not going to cover this, but right now, generally all the processes we use directly follows. So for now, I'm going to do this and I'm going to click next button and I'm going to submit it. So this is how you need to start with any of your process mining application, and you are going to create a new first process mining application to play around. So right now, if you have seen it, I use the sample data, right? So sample data is something process mining, UiPath process mining gave from their side to start with it. If you can see, I created this application, it is transforming this data. That means the data is uploaded into this particular application by UiPath team. It is transforming some data. So we just wanted to show you how this particular status changes based on different kind of things. And at the end, if it is run successful, that means your like application is ready, you are good, and you can start exploring your application. So if you can see, I have already created some application before. So this one I will show you later, but for now I will show you how it looks. So after this is successful, it will convert this into blue, like a blue clickable thing. Once I click on it, it will show you that you are in developer mode, and this will be your final dashboard. It will create it for you. So if I do a preview, so with the sample data that we have, we can see that there are so many different things that we can explore. First thing, for the purchase to pay, we use the purchase to pay process app template for this particular sample data, right? You can see that average throughput time end to end is 21.23 days. And how many purchase orders are there? There are purchase order items. There are 18,094 purchase orders were there. And how many events related to this purchase order? So 18,494 purchase order has 172K different events related to these purchase orders. So we are analyzing this much of data, and based on that data, app template has already created something good information for you. So if you can see, average throughput time based on this data is 21.23 days. So what is average throughput time end to end means is for a single purchase order to complete it from start to end. So how purchase order means is like when you start with any invoicing process, you will create a requisition, purchase requisition, then you go for invoice processing, it will go with the multiple approvals, it will go with the paying invoice, and at the end you are going to pay that particular amount. So this whole cycle, it's taking average of 21 days. So this is with the specific data that with the consider you got, if you can see the timeline of your data, you can explore the data how in the process data section. If you see the process data, you can see how is this data is from 2018, 2019, 20, all these different things. You can see it over here, and you can see the summary. Summary is the important thing where it will show you the important factors of your data, like how it what are the average throughput time. So if you check with your business all these different things, right, and average throughput time is 21.23 days, because I saw for a couple of clients it was like 67 days. So business was really worried, like why it is taking 67 days for just one single case to solve it from start to end. So that was their concerning point, and that was our goal first, to solve it why it is taking 67 days. When we went into detail, when we saw what are the things happening, we saw that there were a couple of approvals which were like going for like 3 months and 4 months. So all these different things, you can toggle it, you can go in detail to understand it. So this summary is one of the important thing. Second thing is the end-to-end process. So if you can see, end-to-end process is the heart of the process mining on the process mining dashboard, where you can see all the different events that are happening in your process mining tool. So if you can see, there are like 9,982 purchase order like requests are coming. All are going to create purchase requisition event. Then out of those 9,982, 557 went for reject purchase requisition, and remaining went to approve purchase requisition level 1. Then it again went to level 2, and you can see, like I told you, right, there are different so many different kind of permutation combinations that are happening for your process, that you can explore it with the process graph. This process graph will help you to understand your process in detail, and it will show you what are the different things are happening, how it is going, and how your process is actually working. So this will give you the clear. On top of it, everywhere in this particular part, you can see that how many purchase, how much is the time value, total item value, how many, like how many variants are there. Variants are nothing but the unique combination that particular process happened multiple times. So if you can see, 379 purchase order happened in this particular way. So you can filter out these particular things by right click on it, select it, and by select this filter, you can just filter out this particular variant, and you can explore it, you can understand it. There is a filtering capability over here where you can do many different kind of things over here to understand your data. Event analysis, for event you can do like event analysis, like create purchase requisition happened 1,128 times for all different purchase orders that we have. If you can see, I have variant 1 filtered, I will remove that. So it will show you the event analysis. So if you can see, for 18,494 purchase order, like for all of them, we have this particular event appeared in that particular purchase order. So you can see all things are there in for that. So event wise analysis also you can do. Then supplier performance also you can see based on which supplier is like giving late delivery. Maverick buying is one of the important thing which I told. Like if you can see, this one of the factor which I really like about in all the processes. If you can see, good received before PO approval. Unless and until your purchase order is approved, you should not be receiving the goods. And if you can see, there are 266 purchase orders are having goods received before the purchase order approval. So this should not be happening. This is a non-compliant thing in your process. You should be checking who are the managers who are doing this, who are the people who are responsible for this kind of a thing. You should be targeting those people, and you should be like, oh no, like you should not be doing it. How this is going to help your process, right? By reducing this number, you are going to reduce your average throughput time for your entire organization. So this way you are improving the process, like improvement, you are going towards the process improvement opportunities and process improvement ideas for your process. So this is just an example of the purchase order, like purchase to pay order, purchase to pay process that I explained it to you. And there are so many different other features that process mining offers for this particular thing. Okay, and for this detailed like conversation about filtering capabilities, like how it works, where to go, how to work on the dashboard, how to edit. If you can see, there is a dashboarding thing where you can customize all these things. I'm going to discuss that in our next session, how to work on this and get a detailed understanding about it. My today's goal for the current session was is to understand the basic theoretical part of the process mining, what to use, when to use, and how to use, and give a quick demo about how it looks. So consider that this particular part is completely ready, your application is ready, everything you customized it, you are going to publish it. So you are going to use the same data and you are going to publish it. As soon as you publish it, can you see there was this particular application, it went over here in the production purchase to pay for the review, and it is publishing it. So you can, whatever published app, only it will be seen under the published process apps, and the all development apps, you can see it over here. And if you can see the community session application which I created, it it is successful. So you can click on it and you can see the similar thing like with the sample data, and you can play around with this data to, as a beginner, you can understand all these different kind of things. As soon as you publish it, your application is ready and you can deploy, like you can like give access to different groups, and they can easily access this particular application to understand and go into details to get an understanding about their process. So it's the job of the process analyst, process mining analyst, to get all those insight, provide it to business. If business has some question, they have to ask a process mining analyst, and process mining analyst has to go with the backed up data, whatever the data they have, and show you what your process is going wrong, where exactly it is going wrong, what is the problem in your process, why it is taking so many like days to approve any kind of invoice. All these different kind of things you can play around with this. So before I proceed, any question, Devi, that we have it in the chat box?
Yeah, can you
Yeah, go ahead.
first question, does process mining and task mining require any AI units?
So task mining is a different, definitely different. So task mining, for assisted task mining, it does not use AI units, but for unassisted task mining, it uses AI units. So that is a different thing. But for process mining, it does not use AI. Like it does not use the AI unit thing. It is right now they are like working on it. So this is a new model. So based on the data rows, it will use the AI unit. So how many data rows you are going to use, based on that, your AI units will get consumed. So I can include that link later about this in the final email that we are going to send it. So how it works, how the AI unit model works with the process mining, I will share you that particular link. And it is, if you can go to docs.uipath.com, UiPath.com process mining. You can see everything over here about process mining and all the different things related to it, and like AI units consumption and all those things. So I will share you this particular link.
Sounds good. Next question, what kind of information will an event log contain?
So event log, if you can see, again, I'll go back here. So if I create an app, what it means, event log and the custom process app, right? If you have a single event log file, I will quickly show you one example. This is one of the event log raw file that I have, CSV file. So what I like just create here is case ID. This is nothing but my one of my unique ID. This activity is nothing but the what are the activities happening for that case ID, and this stamp you like for that particular event. So you can all see it over here, and you need to create your event log file based on that. And make sure to have your event log file has three things: case ID and timestamp for that. As soon as you have all these different things, you're gonna use this particular event log thing. So when you have a which has a straight away thing, case ID, event log, events and dates, you can straight away use this. Otherwise, if you have multiple different things like event log file, other different things, so you can use custom process for that. So it's a multi-file and this singular file. Based on that, we can use it. So, and this is one of the example, I would say, how does it look. And for the actual documentation, each one of the app templates or anything, you can always visit to this particular link, where consider if you're using a purchase to pay app template, right? It will show you what your data should be looking like, or what are the different things that you should be including in if for this particular app template and the data that is needed for it. If you can see input, if I click on the input fields, it will tell me for purchase to pay template, you should have tables: purchase requisition, purchase order item, invoice, and all that. And for this field type, for date, it should be YYYYMMDD. Date, if you have date time, it should be YYMMDD, HHMMSS. It should be in this particular format. Double, integer, text, all these different kind of thing. It will show you. And consider you have a purchase requisition table, right? For that particular purchase order table, it will tell you which fields are mandatory. If you can see yes, others are no. If you have other fields, it's like good to have. Otherwise, you have this requisition ID in that particular table to you go for the process mining. And if you don't have you added a purchase requisition table and you don't have this particular ID included in it, then process mining application will fail at that time. So one of them for event log template, anything you can see on the docs.uipath.com, you will see the for each template, for each file, what would be the format, what are the different things needed, everything is there. Any other question, Devi?
Oh, no.
Okay, I think we are on time, and pretty much I gave you the kind of understanding about process mining and how does it look, and how we create the application, how we load the application, how we publish the application. But the detailed feature above from the dashboarding part, right, which I told you, how to customize it, how to make a use of it, how to make what are the different parts over here, how we can transform the data, how we can manage the data, how we can customize it, how we make a use of all these different dashboards over here. All these different things I'm going to explain in the next session, which is on 28th of this month. And stay tuned for that. And I'm going to explain more and more information about the process mining tool of the UiPath.
Thanks, Nikhil. Thanks for the session. It was really insightful that we could get more step-by-step procedure for the process mining.
Okay, perfect. I hope no one has any question. I think so. We should be good with this trend, right? And if you have any question, definitely reach out to me directly on on my LinkedIn, or I'll mention my email ID in the email. Anyways, we are going to send this recording link. So in that email, I'll make sure that you guys have my email ID, so you can reach out to me for any queries or concerns for that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akhil.
Great. Thank you. Bye.